Hello and welcome. It's my favorite time of the fortnight. I'm sure it's yours as well. We are here with the Racing Pals RP Season 7 at the one and the only circuit that I know for hosting many different kinds of races. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and this is going to be an insane race. Kicking off Season 7, we have got an absolute ton of drivers, cars, and really on-track action that will be coming to you from myself for the whole season. And round one, starting off at Indianapolis, a circuit that I've heard mixed reception to. I've heard some people go, yes, I absolutely love Indy, and some people go, I've never actually driven this track before, and I'm sure this is going to give us an amazing race today. We've got the GT4s and the GT3s back with us on track, and this, I am sure, will be... Oof. I don't even know. I can't even think of the word for it. I think this is going to be an amazing race. Yeah. Words really quite difficult to try and figure out what I'm trying to say here, because I always say it, and I'm sure people will be, getting a bit bored of me saying it now. The racing speaks for itself in a lot of the... in a lot of cases, the races speak for themselves. You get to see the action. You get to see all of our drivers here we have who are going to be fighting wheel to wheel. The free classes in GT3 make a return. The GT4 class is also back as well. This is going to be good. So let's quickly, if you're new to RP series, explain the classes. GT3 is split into 3 classes. These are the Platinum class, as you can see here, sported by Daniel Scott for Rocky Blue Racing. On the timing tower, that is the white background with black number, classified as Pro in ACC. We call it Platinum. Then, as shown here by Tahar for KTCM, the Silver class, the silver background and white numbering there with silver on the side of the car. Again, very, very tight championship this has been over the past few seasons. I'm sure it will give us that once again. And as well, we have the bronze class, classified here as AM in game. That is the red background with the black number. As we can see here, Fail Games having that on his car. The 3 championships also come with 3 different kinds of success ballast. I've just been asked if I'm having a strong. No. Great fun. So yeah, as I was saying anyway, the success ballasts, these do have an effect. We've seen it before. There is a huge effect that these can have. In Platinum class, first in the championship will get 30 kilograms of added ballast, with second getting 20 kilograms and third getting 10 kilograms. In silver, that gets halved from 30, 20, 10 to 15, 10, and 5. And in bronze, there is no ballast. GT4 as well. As you can see on the time tower, let me find the GT4 car. Here we go. Marek Krejci or Scuderia Pepperoni. As you can see, they have 1 class. They are denoted on the timing tower by the white background with blue notch next to it. That is how you will denote the GT4s, and the fact that they'll always be at the back of the timing tower. I'm being bullied in my DMs. Someone send help. Even though I've got work tomorrow and I've got to be awake very early, I'm not letting that get me down. I'm not letting that get rid of the hyper. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring the hype. I am a hype man. And that will lead us into qualifying. And a perfect way to actually state how qualifying works. So, qualifying is a half-an-hour session. with... I am really doing bad at names, at words today. Yes, qualifying is a half an hour session, split into two 15-minute halves. The first half is... Oh, there is an absolute ton of Scuderia Pepperoni cars heading out of the pit lane again. I remember it from the last race very well. Yes, the first 15 minutes, anyway, are for the GT4 cars, and the final 15 minutes are for the GT3 cars. This is just so then there is not the problem of traffic for both GT3s and GT4s. Splitting it into two classes means you won't come across a car in the lower class in GT4 or the higher class in GT3 that could destroy your lap time. Oh, that was a lot of worse. And yes, the first race, always the most difficult. At least whenever I race, the first race is always the most difficult in the championship. You're sat there, you don't know what to expect. You know, we had the pre-season, but, and this is the big but, you might have drivers who weren't too good at the pre-season track, who maybe were still coming to grips with the track as well, and that is always something that can play a part. And Indianapolis, if you remember last stream out, Silverstone pre-season, a few drivers who finished on the podium there were unsure about Indianapolis, unsure about how they're going to do. As we get a yellow flag for Blommen, I'm not sure what that's for. And just for an idea of how many cars there actually are on track, there's 30 cars on the race. So we'll jump on board with Christian Fuchs for a lap down the gears into turn 1. Very tight. There is a sausage curve on the inside. Not very good if you hit it. And straight into turn 2, riding as much of that curve as possible before heading into turn 3. Very quick. 1, 2, 3. Out to the left-hand side for turn 4. You don't want the car to wash out wide like that. And then you come into turn 5. And you're pretty much all the way over the other side of the track now for 6. Again, it follows all the way around. You've got to make sure you keep that car where you want it. And now turn 7. Watch as Fuchs exits here. You want to go as wide out as possible to maximize the exit momentum down the straight towards turn 7. And we'll stay outside for this corner as it shows it off perfectly. Down it goes again, a huge sausage curb on the inside that I have seen people hit, and I have seen it send people round as well. And then through the infield section, left, right into a tight and hard right-hander. Thankfully, a lot of the curbs are pretty forgiving, so you can actually run the car onto them, as then you head onto the little bit of the oval that you get here, but you're pretty much immediately on the brakes. Another huge sausage curb on the inside as well through the right-hander. Then coming up into the final few, there's a pit lane entry to the right. And then one more flowing corner all the way around to put you back onto the oval where it is just flat all the way out to turn 1. And Fuchs is going to set the first time of 146.232. And it's already taken off of him by Blommen, 145.7. But then Manea comes in and takes it at 144.78. And then Krejci takes it as well at 143.980. And Fabic slots in between Fuchs and Blommen with a 146.09. There is an absolute ton, really, of different times coming in. And we've got 8 cars in the GT4 class today. And from what we saw last race, this could be tight with everybody involved. A few different manufacturers as well. An Alpine, 2 Porsches, 2 McLarens, 2 Mercedes AMGs, and an Audi. No one's spotting the Chalarati today. is a shame. We do like the Chalarati. It is the Chad car. Still watching on with Fuchs. You can just see there how close you can get to the outside wall. And how close you can get to that inside curve as well. It is where the time is. But will Christian Fuchs set a better lap time this time round? The Delta does look positive from what I can see. I will see. Could he jump up another position? Maybe two as he comes across the line where the bricks are. This is the brickyard. He does jump a position. Jumps over Fabic with a 145.795. Now has to hunt down a 144.470. As Mineo is also going to be looking very racy to take that time as well. But we will see just how he goes. For a lap. I am just quickly getting my screens together. You are going to have to get... Words are difficult today for some reason. Not sure why. My actual day job is talking. That's good, innit? There we go. So I have the chat up as well, so everyone can come and speak to me if you want to. So let us see. Will Mineo improve his lap time? I cannot make any promises about not bullying people because that is sort of in my job description. And this isn't Watkins Glen, so turn one is not let's go bowling. Bully me if I speed in the pit lane, I deserve it. Yes, you would, as Mineo decides to go and pay a brief visit to the wall. Yeah, isn't really what you want to do. And someone that is improving is the Audi of Radu Maruta. I was just opening it, Crime. As again, you can just see how far out you want to get and how close to that wall you want to get as well as you exit the final corner across the line. Maruta slots into P6, a 146.1. So he will want to improve that as well. As with everyone, really, you want to improve the time. And here is your provisional pole sitter, Marek Krejci, in the 108 Alpine, also sporting the Scuderia Pepperoni livery and colours. The Alpine is always a car that has interest to me because it's so small. Adorable. I want one. RP6 finale flashbacks. It's not as bad. I don't know if he's watching the stream. If he is, he'll remember this. But the title decider, I think it was from Series... Is it Series 5 or Series 6 at Suzuka, where Thomas Jack... I think it was Series 5. Thomas Jack took the title because Darkest Pierre Moreno got caught up in a spun car collision, and that gifted Thomas Jack the title at the final race. So we will definitely see. We'll definitely see how it goes, and we'll definitely see how this season goes. I'm sure there will be surprises for us. As someone who is actually making up some very good time, who we saw earlier on was Radu Maruta. He's currently a second up on his Delta. Will that be enough to jump him up a position ahead of Christian Fuchs? Yes, it will, and it jumps him up actually to P5 ahead of Fuchs, Kutz, and Fabish. Amazing lap there for him, as again coming through onto the oval for the first time is Krejci. See him how close does he get to that curve? Actually hits it a little bit. I'm sure the car can handle that. GT3 cars maybe not. The GT4 cars maybe. And already Krejci is 2 tenths ahead of Mineo. But I'm sure he'll want to be extending that lead in qualifying. As across the line, is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is, but only a small one. A 143.975. So the ball is now very much in Manea's court. Let's see along on board with him as he contests this lap. Please, I can just see how hard he's having to brake into turn one. And just how easy it is to take far too much speed into turn one as well, especially if you've got a car on the inside and you can't quite see where the turn-in is. It is going to be a very interesting part of the track for overtakes today, I do feel. And, we are coming up now towards the end of GT4 qualifying. If they're on a lap when that 15-minute comes, they can finish it. However, if they're not, they are expected to abandon the lap and head into the pit lane. But through Sector 1, Manera is actually half a tenth off of his own PB, and he's got 2 attempts to make up. We'll see. Through onto the first bit of the oval again. You're only on it for a short amount of time. But you do absolutely want to maximize that amount of speed. It's crazy. A 1.3.8, so that's given Manera an even bigger mountain to climb now. It's across the line, and it's not going to be an improvement. About just over a tenth off of his PB. A car that we haven't seen yet in this stream, the Flumpmobile, the Mercedes-AMG GT4 of deep cuts. So that's one of the Porsches by. I think that might be Christian Fuchs. Currently in P6. If we remember, the Flumpmobile, its first outing was one of the Bathurst Endurances where it took its maiden win. Its maiden race, in fact. And its maiden win. It's now here contesting the RP series with deep cuts. Oh dear! Oh, it's all gone wrong. Oh no! I may have just knocked over my entire stack of monster cans. Someone sent help. So after my room has fallen apart around my ears, oh jeez, that was fun. Got a minute left of GT4 qualifying, and at the minute, Craigie is your provisional pole sitter. A 143.8. That is just over 3.5 attempts quicker than Manea, who's currently sitting with a 144.2. As Manea holds the best Sector 1. Sorry, Manea holds the best Sector 2 of the GT4 class, and Craigie holds the best Sector 1 and 3 of the GT4 class. Well, so we will see the cars going through. These cars will get their final lap in if they do want it, but Babish and Blommen will not be getting another lap. There is Fuchs comes across the line, a 1.5.572. It is an improvement, puts him 5. And Craigie has also retired into the pit lane. As you can see, one of the GT3 cars there getting himself ready to go. There we go. That is GT4 qualifying over and done with. However, the cars that are on a lap can't finish. You can just see a group of GT4 cars, the 909, the 36, I think that is, of Justin Gottlieb, and a 69 of Deep Cuts as well. And a yellow flag. His lap time has been invalidated, so he will be heading to the pits. So these 3 cars left out on track, and you can already see Justin Gottlieb is maybe holding up Deep Cuts a little bit. And they touch. They do touch. There is a little bit of contact there. Deep Cuts was a 10th up. And that has actually lowered his delta now. 4 tenths, half a second, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9, a second now. That will be qualifying over for the GT4s then. All of the cars not looking like they're improving, apart from Christian Fuchs, who is slowly flirting with being in the positive and the negative delta. So we'll see as he comes across the line. However, it does look at Deep Cuts and Justin Gottlieb. Nope, Christian Fuchs comes off of the circuit. So that is your GT4 qualification order. Krejci takes pole position for GT4s with a 143.840, followed by Manea, Blommen, Maruta, Fuchs, Fabic, Deep Cuts, and Gottlieb. That is your GT4 order. And now we will get the GT3s up. Who shall we watch? I know, let us watch the returning champion of Robin Moe for Meatball Flag Delivery Zone 8. Number 3 Porsche, sporting that very pink and black livery. Very, very striking livery, in fact. We'll see. There's also this driver here, James Baker, who I have got some info on, in fact, earlier on from someone that I know. This is his first competitive race in Assetto Corsa Competizione, his first race in ACC itself. Apparently he had a go on Gary Rose sim rig, ordered himself a G29 from Amazon, and is coming to his first race today, the number 96 Aston Martin. He'll definitely be one to keep an eye on. So I'm pretty sure this will be a driver we will watch with quite a lot of intrigue. I do like... And we're going to have to see that again. I don't know what happened there. The Porsche looked like he got in a bit. We will see. As you can see, the Aston Martin does actually stop. Turns in, just taps the Porsche, and that sends the Porsche off into the gravel. As Cookie, or Cookie No Livery Racing Keck, was provisional pole and then gets slapped down by Pierre Moreno. And you can then see Moreno, Lynham, Cook have gone into 1, 2, and 3. But you can see the classes there. We'll see how these split themselves together as well. Pierre Moreno, a driver who has self-described to me as washed. Breaking news. He's just having a little bit of fun there, negotiating Frederick Schoblen in the race time Porsche. You can see just how important it is to actually use as much of that outside as you can. I also hope that I've split my audio properly so you can't hear my music in the background. Dark has self-described himself as washed. Well, I'm just going off of what he's saying. I'm just looking to see what names we can see that we do recognise. Pierre Moreno definitely being one of them, a mainstay of RP series. And I don't think he has come today. However, a driver... Oh, no, he has. Here he is then. Ed Costetta The 28 Porsche for 949 Sim Racing. I was about to say he hasn't come today, but no, he is here. This is a driver that we are all very, very familiar with. Has had insane battles in the old Skip Barber series and then moved over to ACC and has shown himself to be a force to be reckoned with. Ed Castetter, one of the drivers that I'm sure will have some highlight drives this season. Currently in P12, but maybe he's just getting himself used to being back in the seat. Being back in the seat of RP Series and being back in the seat of ACC as well. I'm sure he's going to give us a very, very interesting couple of drives in this season. But I'm sure he will improve his lap time. And we will see him towards the front of the grid. I mean, he's already 3 seconds up in the middle sector. Which, seeing as he's only 3.3 seconds off of pole position, I think I'm right in saying that we will see him further up the grid. You just see just how stable that car is. Pierre Moreno pulls off of the circuit. Doesn't quite get collected. And now we're on board with Ed Castetter. How is he going to shape up in this lap? He is looking like he's racing. He gets a bit of draft from the Aston Martin. Across the line to go P2. Wow, 7 thousandths of a second off of Pierre Moreno. He is back. And I'm sure we will all be sitting there going, yes, he is back. Apart from Moreno and Mo, who are probably sat there going, oh no, he's back. This is what we love to see. The drivers that we know battle each other so close and so tight through an entire 1 hour sprint race. This is sure going to be something that we will be watching very, very intently. That Pierre Moreno is looking like he's improving. 2 tenths up. So far into the middle sector, he's now going to want to put in the best lap he can to keep pole position. And it doesn't look like anyone's trying to Gone Supreme with sour cream today. Which is, you know, that is Gonz's thing, the Gone Supreme with sour cream, where you don't qualify, let everyone else crash around you and then finish decently. Tried it in the Project A race. It apparently worked, but what was the result of that again? I kid. Bingus Longus has the yellow flag there, so we will remember from the last race, and I don't have it on clip, but apparently I played it 5 times on stream. At Silverstone, it was a weird start of the race, a wet but drying out track. Pierre Moreno and Bingus Bongus came together at turn 1 at Silverstone, and that put a damper on both of their races. I'm sure both of these drivers will want to bounce back today. As Ed Castetter now 4 tenths down. Pierre Moreno is set at 134.9. We'll see. Let's jump on board with Ed Castetter and just watch his wheel inputs. You can see he's just feeling for the grip all the way through the corner, catching the little snaps of oversteer when they come about, and just trying to get as close to that wall as possible. Oh, that always gives me the goosebumps of just how close to get to that wall, especially if drivers are in VR. I think if I was in VR and I was trying to do that, I'd be looking to my left going, ah! Good. Ed Castetter across the line at 135.027, so he has still got time to catch. And another driver, Mats Leenum, the number 19 EBM machine, another Porsche. Porsche seems to have the monopoly on second through to fourth so far. Another driver that I have been told has got a lot of pace in the locker. I have already seen there is a lot of pace in the locker in this Porsche. I'm really, really excited to see how he will do in today's race. From the look of it, it is going to be a dry race as well here at Indianapolis, which I'm sure a lot of the drivers will be going, whew, we like a dry race. I mean, everyone, well, drivers like a dry race. I don't know if I do, because wetness does actually cause a lot of drama. Just looking through, more drivers. Michael Randall, of course, full steam Amtrak. We knew him once as Train Boy. Now we know him as Michael Randall in the silver class, number 18 Porsche. A driver who has been improving season on season so far. So we will see how he does in today's race. There's 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining of qualifying, so a couple of laps. The drivers, depending on where they are on track. There's someone else that we know very well, James Andrews for Wins JT Racing in the bronze class, and you can already see he is right up there in the mix. P7 overall. He's 6 positions ahead of his nearest class compatriot Fail Games, who's in 13th at the minute. That Aston Martin does look to have been set up really well for the track. A lot of people do ask me not to commentator's curse them, but that's sort of my thing. As we see Biggest Bongest jump into P7. Robin Moe, last season's returning champion. I'm sure he's going to want to do better than P4. 4.5 tenths off of pole position. And he's got a bit of a mountain to climb, really, to get up into pole, but really a bit of a mountain to climb to get up into the top 3 as well. About 3.5 tenths. So I'm sure this is going to be one that maybe he'll want to make sure that he improves in the race. But as we always say, well, at least as I always say, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm sure it's a pretty good thing. Qualifying, only half of the story. Really, the rest of the story really is how the race goes. You can qualify terribly and have a good race, and that can also be flipped on its head. You can qualify amazingly and have a bad race. Both have opposite reactions. Robin Moe still searching for that time. Another driver searching for that time is Lynham. Currently P2, just under a tenth off of Pierre Moreno in that EBM Porsche. Sure, we will see some drivers jumping about, and the driver that I do want to give a little bit of a mention to is Nicholas van Gelwu, a name that I always butcher for Torn Racing, known as Torn. Another driver who has been with us for a long time, has also improved every season and has, in my opinion, come on, you know, leaps and bounds as a driver so far compared to where he started, and hopefully this season as well he will see himself improving more, as he has been a mainstay in that number 21 McLaren 720, and I'm sure we will see maybe 1 or 2 good races from him. Driver who is once again improving is Pierre Moreno. 1/10 up. He is really trying to extend that gap as much as possible. Ed Costello finishes his qualifying in P3 at the moment. He can't be under pressure from Mo and Hubble, who have both pitted and ended their qualifying. So you can see cars in the pits with a P next to their name are the drivers who have boxed in and ended their qualifying session. Leenham comes across the line as well. You round off P2 at the minute, and Bongus jumps up into P4, pushing Robin Moe down to P5. That is not what Moe is going to want in the opening race. Oh, I think maybe he touched the barrier a little bit there. I was always saying that it's tight, but geez, that was very tight. Woo! And Pierre Moreno jumps into the pit lane, and Aaron Fiedlach, or Aaron, as we will continue to call him for Nürburgring Esports Team, the 206 Audi R8 in silver class, currently P3 in his class. So we'll see, will he come across the line and improve? No, it doesn't look like it. Wow. So, let us go over this in your classes. We'll start with the bronze class. Here is your qualifying order for the bronze class, your starting order. James Andrews takes pole in the bronze class. Followed by Walrack, Fail Games, Joel, Rowe, Kenny, Vangelu, Underwood, and Baker. In silver, it's Bingus Bongus taking pole in that class, followed by Cookie, Aaron Fiedlach, Toby Long, Tahar, Michael Randall, Carl Cook, and Frederick Schoblem. And in your platinum class, it is Pierre Moreno taking pole position in that class, followed by Mats Leenham, Ed Costella, Robin Moe, Sebastian Hubble, Daniel Scott, Siddons. That rounds off your GT3 qualifying orders. And in GT4, just to complete the quadruple, Krejci takes pole in GT4, followed by Manea, Loman, Maruta, Fuchs, Fabic, Deep Cuts, and Gottlieb. I know, this is going to be an insane race, I do think. We are going to be absolutely up into it, especially turn one. Remember, GT Racing, there is a full formation lap and rolling start, which will lead the drivers down into turn one. But will there be drama? That is the question. I don't know. It's this time again when I'm sat there going, I don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. Nobody knows what to expect. I'm just saying vaping and I'm having a great time. Oh. This is definitely going to be one of the races to watch. I mean, all the races are going to be one of the races to watch, but the starting race is always one of the best races of the season because everyone is trying to make their mark on their classes and on the overall, so we will see. It is 30 seconds now until the session starts. We will get the drive button in a moment. This is going to be a great race. Come on then, guys, in the chat. Give me your predictions. Let's go. And it will make a return this season as well. I know people haven't asked me for it, but I know for a fact people will want it. Driver of the day is making a return. So the cars leave for the formation lap. And it will definitely be making a return. Wheel driver of the day. I know people want it back. I am more than happy to provide this for everybody. As we can see, Robin Moe, very interesting tyre heating tactic there. Just going all the way down the circuit. Oh. Can't wait. This is now the point where drivers are really eyeing each other up, seeing where am I going to be able to get the time. You know, I'm sure drivers were looking at each other in qualifying, maybe looking at the sector times as well, going, oof. Where are they slower than me and where am I quicker? And it is a double file rolling start as well towards turn 1. I'm sure we are going to see some insane racing. All right. Come on, lads, let's go. Let's go, as we're on the helicam right now, looking at Robin Moe, the pink Porsche, as the cars now form up in their 2x2 formation. Yeah, Moreno leads us to the line as we get ready for the start of Season 7. It is lights out and away we go. Pierre Moreno leads us off into this season. Onto the rear wing. Let's see, is everyone going to get through turn 1? Oh, there's many cars everywhere. A bit of contact. The Sportify car almost round. Michael Randall is round. There is contact. Comes back. There we go. That is what we expected, really, from the start of the race. Turn 1, a bit cleaner than what I think a lot of us are expecting. I think a lot of us were going, oh, this is going to be insane. But I'm good. Most people, I think, got through pretty decently there. Randall went into a half spin, got a bit collected, so that will be some damage. Oh, Randall's off in the background again. Wow, we just caught that in the end, in the background of the shot. But this top 3, they are looking close together. We will see how this goes. Now keep in mind, there is a 1 pit stop required as well for tyres. Fuel is not mandatory. The train has indeed been derailed. Michael Randall went off into the barrier in the background. We come through, first lap done. We're with Moritz Tahar in the 168 Mercedes. Is he going to look into turn 1 on Hubble? The 49 Honda NSX looks to the inside at turn 1, but nothing comes of the move. But further back, we just saw it. Toby Long almost tried down the inside there of James Andrews. But no dice at the moment for him. He is going to have to sit back a little bit longer and wait. Seeming as this isn't a battle in the class, he doesn't need to fight him too hard. There's a bit of contact there, I think, between Underwood and Deep Cuts. Michael Randall now on the recovery drive. You can see the damage on that Porsche. It's looking a bit twitchy. under him, and he's got a range of GT4 cars to fight himself through as well. We are on the same lap. Daniel Scott might have got caught up in that turn 1 and turn 2 kerfuffle as well. Randall is looking. Gonna make a move down the inside. No, he's not, but there goes Underwood. Up the inside, he saw the opportunity and he went for it there. Now Carl Cook, he will have to be chasing down Toby Long. The 2 cars behind him are not in his class at the moment, but he will have to chase down the Spotify car of Toby Long up ahead for P5 in class. He's currently running P6 in class, so he will have some time to make up there and try to catch up as much as he can. We look at the fail games. Is he going to look for a move down the inside at turn 1? I'm not quite sure. Doesn't look like he was, but that was definitely on the cards there maybe for him. But really, do you want to be going for the moves now? We're not even 5 minutes into the race. Risky moves now aren't really the play that you want to be making. And Fiedlach, currently P4 in silver. He is chasing down Tahar. Whoa! Round he goes. Round he goes. I'm about to say he's chasing down P3 in class, but he's not anymore. And Pierre Moreno is under pressure from Mats Lehmann and also under pressure from Ed Costetta. The more they fight, the more Costetta will be able to reel them both in. And the more Robin Moe will be able to reel all of them in. Wow. That was one of the biggest things we've seen so far this race. That almost collected James Andrews. We'll see. Pierre Moreno is going defensive already in towards turn 1. Making sure that door is closed as Shoblam's off the circuit. Whoa. Almost collects Nicholas Vangelo there as well. Wow. Because maybe that race time Porsche has some damage, or maybe it was just driver issue. Does look like it's stepping out under him. In fact, you just saw it lift a little bit there. James Andrews now chasing down Toby Long, but also has Carl Cook behind him. This isn't in the same class, so they won't really be fighting for anything really apart from track position and pride. That Carl Cook will be loving seeing James Andrews fighting Toby Long, because that will slow them both down, and that will give Carl Cook maybe a free position in silver class as Toby Long goes to the outside of the track. James Andrews is looking like he is being a bit racy already, even though these guys aren't in the same class. So really, there's nothing to be gained or lost. Now you can see Wolorak there in the NSX just appearing in the background as well, who is someone James Andrews will have to be cautious of. Oh, that was close there, maybe. That would have slowed James Andrews up. He isn't going to have wanted, because he has got Carl Cook and Wolorak and Fail Games really breathing down his neck. Woo! We're back. And here is your Aaron Fiedlach update. Here is Aaron Fiedlach. Frederick Shoblam still trying to make up ground into the GT4 field to even get up to the GT3 field. So just in the background, I see the Road Racing BMW going off. That is driven by Gary Rowe, I believe. Yep, Frederick Shoblam gets that move done. Pretty standard, pretty happy. James Andrews there taking a meeting with the grass. That is going to slow him up. It could give Carl Cook the opportunity he was looking for. Not quite yet, though. We will have to just keep an eye on these battles. He just... Oh, it's gone! Whoa, that was a bit too much curb there. And that is Kyle Cook. Losing P4 in class. I'm sure he's going to be upset about that with himself more than anything else. This means that Fail Games and Woolrack will be fighting each other, but may be able to use their collective slipstream to catch up to James Andrews and contest the class lead. But already Kyle Cook is on the back of the other Ferrari, the Doge Racing team. Ferrari driven by Fail Games. We'll see, will Carl Cook go full send down the inside at turn 1? Yes, he will. Move down the inside. Fail Games sees it and just lets that move happen. Not really much you can do there. As Hubble is round, what has happened to Sylvain Hubble? Let us have a look. It looks like he just crashed out all on his own. Hits the curb. Car's already gone loose. Yep. The car just stepped out and then a little bump over the grass, and that sent the car fully round. At least it's pointing in the right direction. Now we are back with the battle up the front. Leenham, Ed Costetta and Moreno. No particular order, really. Here's the fight. Already Pierre Moreno going defensive and trying to break the toe, and it looked like Robin Moe just snuck through there on Ed Costetta. He did. Ed Costetta pulling over to the side. Is that going to be a retirement for the American? Could be. He is losing positions quite hard. He has got a yellow flag and he pulls up to the side. Maybe. Is he going to retire? It looks like it. He has stopped on the side of the road. That is not what he would have wanted. And Woolrack has also been overtaken by Fail Games there as well. Ed Costetta will still be at the side of the circuit now, so we'll see what happens with him. He is dropping down the order. Quite sure what's happening here with Costetta. He's off again. Not quite sure there what has happened with the American, but now he's down to P18. Which is definitely not what he would have wanted, as you see Gary Rowe making a move on deep cuts down the straight. Pretty standard place to do it against a GT4 car. And Randall is fighting Kenny. Try and move up into P15 overall. He's got a mountain to climb. Get up to Aaron Fiedlach. He's got Siddons there as well in the 420 Porsche that you could just see front, the Ukraine coloured car. So we'll see what's happening now. I've just punched my microphone. Ow. That hurt. We'll see, where will Michael Randall look to make that move? Is it going to be at turn 1? No, it's not. He's staying behind, which not idea. Oh, he almost up the back of Kenny. But now let's jump back up to this battle. James Andrews, a fight for P8 overall against Toby Long, with Carl Cook quite a bit behind now. 4.2 seconds there, and you can see him. fact. So we will see, but a battle that is going to be quite interesting is this one. Bingus and Bongus chasing down Cookie. This is for the lead of Silver Class. Bentley versus Aston Martin, the two old British manufacturers who are no longer British. I think they're German now. One's Canadian, so I guess that counts. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. They will be nose to tail with each other throughout a lap. The question is where is that Aston Martin stronger and where is that Bentley stronger? A very loud helicopter is going over my house. I think that's the RAF being a bit annoying tonight. They do have a tendency to do that. One is German, one is on a stroll. That was bad, Barrett. Very bad. I'm just scrolling through. Flashy lights against the GT4. Cookie gets himself through, but Bingus and Bongus will have to go the long way around, and that is going to help. And right up the front, Pierre Moreno has had his lead cut down now to just over a tenth. Because of GT4s. So we will have to see what will happen here. Going to drop back to the field now. James Andrews and Toby Long. They are still duking it out for that track position. James Andrews is in the lead of his class. The only thing between him and the rest of his class is a Carl Cook in about 7 seconds. So that is definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. James Andrews currently right up the front of his class. And just trying to get himself past Toby Long, but Audi definitely a very quick car. You need to jump back up. The leaders side by side onto the first little bit of the oval. Linham, oh, contact between the two cars. But that is Linham up into the lead of the race. And Pierre Moreno now will have to claw that back. Let us see how it goes. There is a GT4 there as well. Let's see, the GT4s are the great equalizers. Keep in mind, they don't have to move off the racing line. They just have to hold their line, not actively defend, and remain... not consider it. Remain... What's the word? Remain, you can tell what they're doing. There you go, that's the word. This is a yellow flag. It's Toby Long. What's happened? Let's see. So this is down into turn one. Has he taken too much of the inside curb? He has. That's just sent the car round of its own accord. And that has meant he was actually lost out class position to Carl Cook as well. So that is P4 in class gone. See Sylvain Hubble making his move past deep cuts. Move out, and Robin Moe also behind one of the Scuderia Pepperoni cars as well, but he has Cookie behind him too. So we will definitely have to see what happens between these two drivers. They fight themselves out. Keep in mind, there isn't really anything on the line here for Moe and Cookie because they're not in the same class. So the points are done on your class, not on where you finish on track. We'll see. Fail Games also under pressure from Aaron Fiedlach. Let us see what happens here between these two cars. Look to the inside from the Audi, maybe. Turn one. There's a bit of jostling, but it looks like Fail Games is going to hold the position for now. Ooh. But Aaron Fiedlach makes the move up the inside next. That is a very, very good move by the German. And almost a coming together between the two drivers is now. We have got a rear pepperoni fight. Reggie on one of the McLarens, but it doesn't look like it's for position, as Baker has been disqualified from the race as well. Now we can see up ahead, deep cuts there, getting lapped by GT3 cars. Probably one of the best places actually to get lapped, because all he has to do is slightly move across. Oh! Avoiding action there, almost taking out the rear end of the Audi. But Justin Gottlieb, a lot of damage on that Mercedes there for him. He has still to pit, so you can see there, if there's an orange 1 next to the name, that means they have to pit. If it's green, it means they have pitted, and they do not have to make another pit stop in the race. Ed Costetta fighting his way back up through the field. Well, he's now in 16th, as we get the driver's eye view from Justin Gottlieb in the helmet. You just see he's keeping that car where it needs to be. Down the gears for turn 1, you can just see where the driver looks in, and the wheel movement as well in front of you. Make that corner, as now there is a gaggle of cars. Fail Games on the back of Aaron Fiedlach. The Flumpmobile of Deep Cuts is there too, but they all get past him. Fail Games doesn't look like he's able to mount a move against Aaron Fiedlach. But there's Underwood just going off the circuit. Let us see. Fail Games going a bit deep there into the right-hander. That's going to not help him out, really. That goes into the pit lane, as we are now in the natural pit window, really at a halfway point. Toby Long versus Carl Cook. Let's see. That Audi, both of the cars really have shown promise into turn 1, as the Audi goes to the inside, makes the move on the Ferrari. Not much Carl Cook can do about that, but he is already looking to try and come back on Toby Long. Trying to just place that car where it needs to be, but Toby Long definitely making sure to place that Audi where it needs to be to defend from the move of the Ferrari. Now the question is, who is going to get the better run down the straight? What car has more in the engine compartment? Looks like it's going to be the Audi, in fact. Carl Cook is closing up on the brakes, so we will definitely see how it goes. see just how much that gap has actually closed up between the two drivers. There's a GT4 car has to take avoiding action, and Carl Cook sees it and uses it. But Toby Long will get the inside into the next corner. Carl Cook gets a little bit loose. And Toby Long has managed to hold the position for now. But Carl Cook has definitely been right on the rear end of that Audi. I'm sure he's not going to be letting up anytime soon. As James Andrews emerges from the pits as well in the wins car. Oh, there's contact between the two silver cars. Darren Feedlack almost gets collected as well. Let us have a look at that once again. What happened here? You can see, oh, they've just come together. I think Toby Long wasn't too sure where Cook was. That is what happens when the spatial awareness isn't right where you want it to be. Now Maruta is fighting Krejci for P2 in GT4. Blommen is up the road as well, but they all have to make pit stops, which means really the GT4 cars at the minute are sort of in rank and file of where they are on, where they will be on track when they all emerge out. So we'll definitely see maybe some battles on when pit stops will occur between all the GT4 cars, because you don't want to pit too early and you know, run the tyres into the ground, but you don't want to pit too late and run the risk of not having the tyres up to spec where they need to be, as Pierre Moreno already a 5-second gap down to Mats Leenham. See Benjamin Wolrack making move past one of the GT4 cars. Probably another great place to do it. On the straight, you don't really lose all too much. Randall, you can see rear end damage on that car. Front end as well, as there's a little bit of a GT4 battle happening up ahead as well. But Joel has got himself past deep cuts. Number 94 car, who's Neo, who's currently E28, as Randall, way off he goes. He's got away with it, more or less, but that is not what he's going to want to have seen. And now, something else he wouldn't have wanted to see in his wing mirror is Ed Costetta, who is now having one of his drives to remember. I did say he would give us some. We'll see if this is one of them. Funneling into the GT4s. Randall tried to make a move up the inside of Maruta there and doesn't, just about makes it actually at the exit. That might have been a bit tighter than what he would have wanted. And down the inside for Ed Costetta, that is a move that was on there. And he's made it look pretty textbook, in fact. We'll start seeing cars pitting. Carl Cook has pitted. Bingus at Bongus is trying to chase down that number 7 Bentley of Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. We'll see. Frederick Schoblin there in the background as well. Gets past Justin Gottlieb, I think. Yep. Probably another good player. So GT4 cars, it is sometimes a better idea. Just move over, because it saves everybody time, including your GT4 car, because you're not slowing up a GT3 car and you're not being slowed up when they decide to go up the inside into a corner as well. There is actually a bit of strategy to it, I would say. So we're now getting into the quiet point of the race as we I think that's Gottlieb in the background pitting in. It is definitely the point of the race where you do want to be pitting in. Oh. Wow, this has at the minute been shaping up to be a classic. You can see Underwood making his way through the GT4 pack. Going to the GT3 car, this shouldn't be too difficult for him. All about where more than when. Vincent Joel as well, trying up the inside of Daniel Scott. Makes that move into turn one. Once that move is started and it's on, it's done, basically. Wow. Robin Moen being as long as heading to the pit for maybe a bit of an undercut if they could try it. Oof. Vincent Joel. Now, catch Blommen, who he has. Now have to catch James Andrews as well. Here is your current race leader, Mats Lynam. Yeah, Moreno as well. We're trying to chase down Lynam. 4.8 seconds between first and second place. That is not what Moreno would have wanted. But we are only just past the halfway point. They've gone into the pit lane. Deep cuts as well going into the pit lane. Going a bit defensive into the pit lane, but in the pit lane nonetheless. And here is Moritz Taha. On the back end of Carl Cook, who did have that collision earlier, has made his pit stop. We will, I think, start seeing an influx of drivers come in. To the pit lane. Well, as we see Lynam and Moreno having pitted in, both together, so that is definitely something that we want to keep eyes on. So we will see as here with Aaron Fiedler, currently P2 overall, but yet to make a pit stop. Hubble as well has picked himself up a 30-second stop go. With 27 minutes left of the race, Feedlack stays out, but Taha comes into the pit lane. Definitely going to be a interesting one. We'll see how the field stacks up after pit stops. Not too sure where I'd hedge my bets yet. Ed Costello still has an absolute mountain to climb as well. He has yet to pit. There's definitely time, I would say, for all of the drivers to move up. Yeah. Ah. So we will definitely see. And what I will say as well in the chat is, remember, and this is to remember, there will be a driver of the day vote soon as well. With about 5 minutes left in the race, I'll put out that vote for everybody. But vote for who you think your driver of the day is across the two classes. Now, Nicholas hasn't yet pitted, so that is interesting, but neither has Feedlack and Costello either, and it looks like Jurgens has actually lost his position to Bingus and Longus as well. Yes, he has. There is the Aston Martin up ahead. 6.4 second gap as well to cut down. This is definitely going to be an interesting one, I would say. We'll see how everything stacks up when the pit stops do finish and everyone has pitted. That is what we will want to see. I mean, you can also see behind Vale Games and James Andrews as well. Definitely a good amount of stuff there that can happen. There could also be some jostling for positions. Zaran Feedlack still technically out in the lead of the race, however he has yet to pit. Not quite sure when he is going to pit. We'll have to see. Because all I can do is really theorize what is going to happen. Jurgens there looking to try and get as much draft as he can off of Hubble's NSX down the straight as well. We'll see with 22.5 minutes left in the race. Whew. I did say this was going to be a good race at the start, and it has not disappointed. We will just have to see how everything matches up at the end, but I don't know. Ed Costetta coming into the pit lane, so too does Nicholas. That leaves only a few drivers yet to pit. Gary Rowe and Aaron Fiedlach from B. Oh. Not quite sure where I would place my bets right now. Not sure about anyone else in the chat, but it does look quite tight still. But the battle for bronze lead still in the balance, currently held by Fail Games, but James Andrews is there 2 seconds behind Fail Games as we get the in-helmet camera with Moritz Tahar. For just a little while, and Aaron Fiedlach is actually making his way up, but he did not pit this lap either. So he's clearly going for a long one. We will see that it's definitely one of these races where it's all in the balance. James Andrews is looking like he's cutting the gap down, and Mats Lehmann is also getting his way through the GT4 field. I mean, just about see Pierre Moreno there going into turn 1 when we could see it. So I'd say really my bets would be hedged with this Porsche. But, as they were saying racing, it's not over until the fat lady sings, and I don't hear myself singing yet. But now comes that bit of the stream where I talk about food. I like food. Food is good. After work tomorrow, I'm going for a Chinese buffet with some work friends. Basically, as we see Pierre Moreno, Aaron Fiedlach actually does pit in now. Maybe just trying to get as much of a gap as he could to the other silver cars while he had the clean air, but we'll see where he comes out. Speaking of silver cars, here is Carl Cook. He's made his way back up to 5 in class after his earlier collision with Toby Long. And this is soon to be a silver leader as it comes past the pit lane. Bingus Muck Bongus. Aston Martin to take the lead of the silver class. Now he has to extend that 1.8 second gap to Cookie behind him. So we will definitely see just how it goes for him. Here is your Costetta update. Here is Ed Costetta. He's now up to P10. P4 in class. So I'm sure he will be trying to make as many moves up as he could, but he has the entire Silverfield really to get through, more or less, before he can even start making a dent in his own class. I think really P4 for Ed Costello might be where he's going to expect to finish. Obviously any on-track position gains he can make, he will want to make. So he is chasing down the silver car of Toby Long. Almost a bit of contact there. Collects the car as it was looking a bit unsettled. Over the curb. Let us see. Where is he going to make that move on the Audi? See how much legs does the Porsche have in the rear end of that car. Not as much of the Audi. Actually, you can see it making a bit of a gap towards the left-hander. I see, as there is a GT4 car. It is Menea's Audi GT4, as Ed Costello is still looking all over the rear end of that Audi R8. The Audi's going defensive through the corners, and Ed Costello is just trying to get as much momentum through as he can. This is our battle to watch so far. Let us see down the straight. This is where the Audi will be stronger than the Porsche. Already looking to go a bit defensive to try and not get caught out, as there is a yellow flag on track. It is for Michael Randall. What has happened here? Let's have a look. Has he just taken too much curb again? Yes, he has. The car got unsteady over the grass and it just couldn't collect it. The car goes round. Toby Long has also lost the position to Ed Costello in that replay as well, so Ed Costello will start moving himself up the field. With 15 minutes left, I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to do much. The race leader goes around the outside of the 94 car. That makes that stick without any immediate problems. So we will see, as now we're going to jump here to this battle. This is for the lead of bronze. James Andrews has taken that position. However, Fail Games is still going to look to try and get it back. Half a second separating the two drivers. We will see who gets the more legs down the straight. It looks pretty evenly matched. No looks into turn one. It looks like James Andrews will actually hold that position. Make it stick, but now he has to extend that gap out. From half a second. Just give himself a bit of breathing room, as that is going to very much help. Ferrari got very loose, and that has opened the gap out to a second. As further back, here is the battle for the lead of GT4. It's Marek Krejci versus Blommen. Alpine versus McLaren. This is going to be a fun fight, as Ed Costello's there up the inside as well. That is not going to help Krejci. Maybe it might. No, it's not. It looks like Blommen got off better from that than Krejci did. As Blommen got caught out on the straight, but Krejci got caught out mid-corner. Wow. So we'll see. It is Scuderia Pepperoni Fighting Scuderia Pepperoni once more. We saw it at Silverstone. These guys were very, very close to each other. I would be unsurprised if we see them fighting now to the flag. We saw it at Silverstone, and I'm sure we'll see it here as well. Four attempts is the gap as we're going to jump on board with Krejci. Look, is he going to look to the inside? He is down the inside. Who is going to come out on top? Blommen looks like he's got it. But Krejci still on the inside, has to break. As now we're going to jump up to a battle in Silver Class. It is Aaron Fiedlak versus Kyle Cook. Now, I think the Audi will have more speed down the straight. But will Kyle Cook be able to hold the inside into turn one? That will be the question. He will, but Fiedlak was there enough to get the inside into T2. No! Cook holds that line and makes the move back. Has just left Aaron Fiedlak out to dry a little bit. So, even I wouldn't be able to really put a marker on my driver today, really, as we're going to go back to the GT4 lead battle. Krejci versus Blommen. Let's have a look. Blommen looks to be better off into the first bit of oval, but Krejci is looking like he is very racy on the rear end of that McLaren. Let's see, though, who will have more legs down the straight. Keep in mind, the Alpine will have the draft. Have a look, though. Will we see a move into turn one? No. Does actually look like, even with the draft, the McLaren is still a bit quicker down the straight. Then Blommen goes defensive into turn one. Now Pierre Moreno will be there as well. Gets past Krejci. That will extend the gap out a bit more. But then he's going to have to go a long way around Blommen. It doesn't look like it's actually hurt Blommen all too much. Because he got to take his regular line through the corner. Now Gary Rose coming through as well. Gary Rowe is looking like he is going to get past, but that has actually looked like it might have hurt Blommen's time a little bit, and it has closed that gap back up as Robin Moe decides to go, hello, I'm here, I'm having this move. Oh! That was a little bit of a traffic jam there. And we almost saw the two GT4 cars go into each other. Gary Rowe is now back behind both of them, but he should get them down the straight. The extra power of that BMW. It looks like he brakes quite hard, in fact. I'm not sure there's a problem there with that BMW. Or what, but he's right back up now. I'm not quite sure, really, what's happened there. As Rowe goes off the circuit. Sure. Not sure at all. Is that really Blommen and Krejci are fighting so hard together, making sure though that they give each other the room. Not take each other out now. This is where we saw Krejci go to the inside. This time though, decides to try around the outside. Get the better exit on Blommen, but it doesn't look like it's paid off too much just yet. No, it has not. However, he is right up the rear bumper. So, this may be the time for the two GT4 cars start fighting with each other. Now for the chat, as it's the one thing that everyone's been missing. Here is the driver of the day vote. Quite simple. Put your GT4 and your GT3 driver of the day. The driver who is the most voted for will be crowned driver of the day. Please put number and name. That makes my life easier. Bingus Bungus is also looking at turn one to get the move on both of the GT4s, which he does, and that's put Blommen into the grass, which will put Krejci into the lead of GT4. And news from GT3, Aaron Fiedlak has been given a drive-through penalty, which I think will probably put his race to end now. Oh, that is not what you would have wanted to see. Definitely not what I would have wanted. Jürgen Zescheisen takes himself down or towards Bingus not longest, but there's a 5.2 second gap there for them to catch. We will definitely be keeping an eye on this GT4 battle, and Michael Randall is chasing down Hubble. The NSX can be just ahead there. Now just ahead. The next car along is Hubble. This is not for race position. This is just for track positions. Really, there isn't a great deal that's gained from Randall taking Hubble's position, apart from pride, obviously. Quite an important thing, I would guess. I would very much get quite an important thing, pride. Oh, because I don't have any. At the minute, we've got 3.5 minutes under left of the race now. It has been one of those races where you don't know whether or not it's going to take a dramatic turn. For a lot of these drivers now, it's just going to be a case of get the car back to the line. See what happens. Fail games, you can see Wolorak just up ahead as well. Now you'll be able to see him. There he is. In the NSX. That would be for P2 in bronze class. He has the two Porsches there breathing down his neck of Robin Moe and Frederick Schoblen. Moe gets himself past. Maybe... Yes, it looks like he does. Frederick Schoblin will probably be looking down the straight to get that move as well. Takes a bit of grass onto the oval. Too much of a big problem, so will he try and move down the inside into turn 1? We will see with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left of the race. Oh. Yeah. Love it. Love it, just like at workout, we love our filthy bonus. Very much so. Love a filthy bonus. So let us have a look. Bingo's at longest. Currently P4 running first in his class. We now will be coming up to the final lap or two of the race. It all depends on where this man is here. Who is your current race leader and leader of Platinum Class. Started P2, made that move quite early on in the race and has just held it through the pit stop. As he will come on to start the final lap of the race. And as long as no big dramas happen, this is the man who will come through to take the win of his class in the opening round of RP Series Season 7 as Deep cuts his round as well. Let us have a quick look what's happened here. Oh, was it a bit of contact with Nicholas? Yes, it was. Oh, and one of the Porsches got caught up in it as well. That is not what you would have wanted to see at all, as Carl Cook is looking to chase down the rear end of Ed Costetta. Is now coming into Sector 2, and then will be Sector 3 as the current race leader. It does look like he may take the inaugural win of the season. And then there it is, across the line to take the win for Platinum Class in the first race. It is Mats Lehmann, who will be followed in second place by Pierre Moreno. James Andrews comes through to take the win in bronze. Then, looking like he will take the win in... Oh, well, there goes Frederick Schoblin in the background. And let us see, how does GT4 line up? Krejci, he made that move earlier on in the race. Look like will come through and take the victory. The driver of the day voting is still open. And Krejci comes through to take the win in GT4. For the inaugural round of the championship. Starts to go bowling with the track markers. You are aware we have to pay for those. So that will round off the race. So let us go through, starting with a bronze class results. James Andrews come through to take the victory in the bronze class, and number 74 Aston Martin, followed by Benjamin Walrack, Fail Games, Joel, Kenny, Nicholas Van Gelru, Gary Rowe, and Ben Underwood with Baker not finishing the race. In silver, Bingus at Bongus came through to take the victory in the number 8 Aston Martin, followed by Jürgens Uschheisen, Cookie from Cookie No Livery Racing, Keck, Tahar, Cook, Long, Fiedlak, Randall, and Schoblem. And in Platinum class, taking the win is Mats Leenham in the number 19 Porsche, followed by Pierre Moreno, Robin Moe, Ed Costetta, Sebastian Hubble, Daniel Scott, Sylvester Hubble, sorry, and Siddons. And in GT4, Krejci came through to take the win, followed by Blommen, Maruta, Minea, Deep Cuts, Gottlieb, Fuchs, and Fabish. So now we are going to get the post-race interviews underway from your race winners in each class. Starting off with a man who come through to take the win in Platinum.
Hello, hello. Thank you.
P2 on the qualifying, and then you seemed to overtake Darkius pretty early on. What was your idea for the race?
I thought I was just going to get stuck behind him because the speed differential on the straight between the Porsche and the Audi is just too immense. It's just too large. He didn't have to weave on the straight, even though he did. Even if I was directly behind him in the slipstream on the straight, he would just pull away anyway. So I was just expecting to sit there in maybe P2 and just defend from P3. But P3 had some issue early on. Don't know what happened, but he just stopped driving.
And Indianapolis is a track that I've heard a few things about. Some people at Silverstone were not too sure about it. How do you find Indy? Is it a good track? Is it a bad track? What do you think?
I like lapping Indy, but now I'm pretty tired of it after doing the 12-hour and this, and my arms are sore. I don't like racing Indy. It's kind of like a fun hot lap thing where you can lap and have some fun on it because it's super technical. But racing, not so fun. Barely overtake possibilities here.
And our next round will see us go to Snetterton. Is that a track you're very familiar with, or is it one you're going to need to put in a few laps for?
It's been a long time since I did anything there, and I haven't done a lot there, so maybe.
Brilliant. And how do you feel for the rest of the season? What are your goals? You want to take the win, or just as it comes?
I just take it as it comes. This is more of a fun show up on Sunday and just drive and see what happens. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the race win. And who knows, maybe next race might see you again.
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Hopefully. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations, mate. And I'll see you later.
Speak to you.
So that was Mats Lehmann, the winner of GT3 Platinum class. We're now going to get in a man who will want to say a few things as well. My counterpart, as it was for Assetto Corsa. Hello, James.
Hello, Huski.
Hello. So firstly,
how was that race for you?
Oh, that was a brilliant race. How was that race for you?
It was interesting.
How was it interesting? Come on, tell me how it was interesting. Come on.
Well, I may have murdered a GT4. So that was fun.
Right, okay.
But, no, I mean, definitely had the qualifying pace, that's for sure. Led the race for a little bit. Killed a GT4, got killed myself in the process. Clawed back up to first.
Sounds like a great race.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. There was a lot going on.
And because obviously I'm asking everyone this. Snetterton is the next round. How do you feel about it?
I can't wait.
Oh.
I love Snetterton. Fantastic track. Brilliant, underrated, absolute great racetrack.
What is it about Snetterton then for you that makes you love it so much?
See, it's a terrible hot lapping track, but for racing, it's great. There's a lot of good corners to go side by side in, to throw it up the inside, to do whatever the hell you want. It's just fun. People hate on it unfairly.
And next week, I hear.
Yes.
I hear next week there is something you would like to plug happening on this here YouTube channel. So give it a plug.
Yes, next Sunday, Project Ameliorate. I'm still not sure if it's meant to be Ameliorate or Ameliorate, even though it is spelled Ameliorate. Yeah, new AC series that we've been running. We had our first race last week, and this will be the first race with proper post-race upgrades, not just the base upgrades. So there'll be finally people with different engines and different materials competing to win or to finish at the back and get more points if they really want. It's gonna be fun.
And my final question for you then, James. How do you feel for the rest of your season? Do you want to take the bronze? Do you think you're going to take the bronze title, or do you think there might be some surprises in there?
I think I can take it. I think I was pretty comfortably leading early on in the race. It was only after I got a bit of damage I started to struggle a bit more. Pressures on the second stint were also quite messed up, about 0.2, 0.3 psi higher on all tyres, basically. Which just made it a little bit more uncomfortable to drive in some corners. So I think, yeah, get a good setup, get some good practice in. Snetterton, I already have a baseline, and I think I'll be able to take, hopefully, some advantage there. I mean, I already have the experience of the track, which isn't something most other people can say.
Well,
so, yeah.
James, congratulations on the race win. If you're confident, you might get it at Snetterton, but you never know.
Yep, no, I hope so. Well, thank you, Huski, and we'll have to see. I'm about to put a ticket in on myself, to be honest, because that was a bit of a murder, but we'll have to see if I still maintain this win, actually. I think I had a 10-second gap to Warwick, so we'll see what the stewards think. But
that could be some interesting drama.
And don't forget to plug Monza, because you forgot.
Yes, we'll plug that as well. That was on the plans. On the plans, James.
Right.
Ye of little faith. Awesome. Congratulations on the win. I will speak to you probably soon.
Yeah, see you, Huski.
Later. That was James Andrews coming through to take the win of the bronze class. Now, a driver who, from the pre-season race, had a bit of a, let's say, turbulent pre-season. Coming through to take the win of silver class. Hello, Muscle.
Hello.
So how was that race for you then? Because it looked like Cookie had the pace, but looked like you were able to just capitalize on a few things.
I think we had about the same pace. It seemed to be pretty identical. I couldn't really catch him that well. I couldn't really pull away from him either. I was saved by an undercut. I was able to undercut him at the pit stop, and if that hadn't happened, I don't think I would have gotten by him. It was a tough race.
And moving on then to Snetterton, James seems very confident. Are you as confident about it?
Not at all. I don't think I've ever raced at that track. I've done a few laps, but none at a particularly fast pace. So I have some work to do.
And the Aston Martin is a car that I always put to the category of, this is a car if you are brand new to ACC. You turn out in it every so often. What is it about the Aston Martin that you like?
I'm not sure. It's very stable. That's why it's great for newer players. But I don't know. It just kind of works for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way that the Lambo was for me the last 2 seasons ago. Just kind of worked for me.
And looking at the championship then, saying you and Cookie are pretty close on pace, you think that's going to be the fight to watch in silver, or do you think there might be some surprises up and down the silver grid as well to look at?
I'm not sure yet. Cookie definitely had pace today with the Bentley, but I'm not sure how the Bentley performs on some of the other tracks in the season. But I mean, it's more about the driver than the car, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I had a good race today, but that can certainly change, next race.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and speaking to me, Muscle. Congratulations on the race win.
Thank you.
And who knows? Maybe it might click at Snetterton. Maybe it won't. Don't know.
One way to find out.
Yeah, that's true. There is one way to find out. So that was Bingus McBongus, the winner of Silver Class. And now the final interview, standing in for Kreji, whose name I have probably been butchering all race. I think I've pronounced it about 6 different ways. Here is someone else's race name that I've probably butchered. Hello, Blommen.
Hello, hello. No, it's actually quite decent. It's just the first name. It's Jan and not a Chen, but this was.
Oh. So, P2 in GT4, it looked very close between you and Kreji for the second half of the race. Talk me through it.
Well, the thing is, in the first half, I was quite lucky getting away with no damage, but then Marek is way faster than me, so he caught up in the end, and defending is not easy against him. So in the end, he pressured me into a mistake.
And gonna look forward to the next race. Have you ever driven Snetterton? Know much about it? Where you're gonna be?
On Snetterton, the only thing I've driven there is a Porsche GT3. To be honest, though, I am looking forward to the British tracks, not like Snetterton itself, because it's quite a small track, so GT4 there would naturally fit better. But in the end, I'm aiming for a podium, because to be honest, you have Boggy and Marek who are way faster than me. So, yeah.
And looking forward then to the rest of the championship, how do you think it's all going to stack up? Where are you putting yourself as a finishing position?
That's it. I think, well, I want to aim for a P3, but I would put myself in the middle, honestly, because Radu as well and the other guys, they're all quick, we're all around the same pace. So it's always a good old midfield battle against them. So I want to say around P3, P4.
My final question for you then, and this is one that I haven't asked, so this is your bespoke question. Looking at the calendar, is there a track that you're sitting there looking at going, yes, this is my track?
I was expecting this question, and I had no idea what tracks it all was, so I had a quick look, and I think Misano, because I don't know, Misano is such a great track, so I'm looking forward to Misano with the long back straight and the 570S. I think that would be great.
Well, congratulations on the podium. You might, who knows, we might be seeing you in here as a race winner throughout the season.
Hopefully. Thank you.
And mate, I'll speak to you later. Congratulations on the P2.
All right, thank you. See you.
Yeah. So that was Blommen, who came through to take P2 in the G4 class. And now the final plug of the night before I round off. On the 11th of March, which is a Saturday, we have the 4 hours of Monza. GT3 and GT4 will be going to the Temple of Speed in Italy. The track that everyone knows. It's 95% straights, 1% chicane where everyone gets crashed into. That will be here on this YouTube channel at 4 PM UTC/GMT, solo or duo. That is going to be an absolutely great race. And for everyone wondering now, driver of the day has closed. And your driver of the day for GT3 is Baker, the number 96 car. And it's actually tied between Baker and Woolrack. And in GT4, it's Tim Fabish, the number 17 car. So until next time, I have been Huski. This YouTube channel will be popping next week. We have Project Ameliorite at Cadwell Park, same time right here from James Andrews. On the 11th, we have the 4 hours of Monza, and in 2 weeks' time, you'll be joining me again on the 12th of March for RP Season 7, Round 2 at Snetterton. Until then, I have been Huski, and from myself and everyone at Racing Pals, goodbye.